Okay, here we are, lesson 2.6 extension. We're going to be writing equations of parallel and perpendicular lines, and this example is pretty much just going to kind of go over the parallel ones. So it says to write an equation of a line that passes through, and it gives you a point, 6, negative 2, and is parallel to this line. Y is equal to a half x plus 3. So first, you need to find the slope of the parallel line. Since the lines are parallel, they will have the same slope. Therefore, we know your new line is going to have a slope of 1/2. Then we can use the slope 1/2 and this point, and they're using it in slope-intercept form, which is totally fine. That's an alternative to using the point slope form, but let's just look at the point slope form. We could do, y minus this negative 2, which would be plus 2, is equal to 1/2, and then x minus 6. So we can simplify it. And then half of 6 is 3. And then we're subtracting 2. And we'll get y is equal to 1/2 x minus 5, which is exactly what they get. So you can see that if you want to, you could use this point, because this is x, this is y. You could use it in place of the x and the y, right? And then use your slope right here. So 1/2 times 6, and then you're solving for b, basically, when you use the slope-intercept form. And then you just put it into, use the slope and the y-intercept to write the equation. That's an alternative if you can't ever remember the point slope formula. That's another way to use the point and the slope. So, okay, going right along. So we're gonna, I just use the point slope form because otherwise, what else would you use it for? So if we know we're gonna write an equation of a line that is parallel to the given line, it goes through this point. Well, if it's parallel, then we know it's going to have a slope of 3. So y minus 1 is equal to 3 times the quantity x, and then minus a negative 2 plus 2. So we go ahead and distribute. And then add 1 to both sides. So y is equal to 3x plus 7. Okay. Looking at this one, we know that our slope is negative 2/3. So y plus 3, remember, minus a negative 3 plus 3. I'm just taking one step out by doing it that way, is equal to this negative 2/3 x minus 6. Then we're going to distribute negative 2 over 3 x, and then negative 2/3 times a negative 6 is going to be a positive, and then it's kind of like 6 divided by 3 is 2, and 2 times 2 is 4, so plus 4, and then we're subtracting 3. So I got y is equal to negative 2 over 3 x plus 1. Okay. Why don't you go ahead and give number 3 a try? I would like to see you go ahead and try that. So pause the video and give that a try. Hopefully you got y is equal to negative 4x minus 21. That's what I got. Okay, looking at this next part. Get out of the way there. We're looking at the slope of this line. So I'll just use 2 points to quickly use the rise over the run, right? We know it's a positive slope, 2 over 1. And then we have our point. So we'll have y plus 3 is equal to 2 times the quantity x minus 2. So y plus 3 equals 2x minus 4. Then, we're going to subtract 3 from both sides. And our final y is equal to 2x minus 7. Getting a little tricky. All right, so let's go ahead and let you try number 5. So at this time, you'll pause the video and work it out. Welcome back. Hopefully you were able to calculate the equation of the line is 2x. All right, I'm getting ready to clear the screen, so copy down anything you need to copy down. And moving right along. All right, next is the perpendicular. Now, what we remember about perpendicular lines is that they are a couple things. Here's a symbol that means perpendicular, even though it's not really straight. So perpendicular they have a product of -1. Otherwise put, they are negative reciprocals of each other, okay? So that means that if this is a -1/3, then the perpendicular slope would be a positive 3, because -1/3 times 3 is -1. So y minus 2 is equal to 3 times the quantity x minus 4. And I got y is equal to 3x minus 10, because it's a -12 plus 2. Okay. Here, the slope is 1, so a negative reciprocal of that, because remember, the product has to be 1, so what times 1 is equal to -1? And the answer is -1. So y plus 1, remember, minus a -1, so I'm going ahead to straight to adding 1, is equal to this -1, and then x minus 0, which is kind of silly to write, but I'm going to go ahead and write it. So y plus 1 is equal to -x. We are going to subtract 1, and we'll end up with y is equal to -x minus 1. Okay, I'll let you do number 10. So go ahead and pause the video. I want you to come up with the slope that is perpendicular to -2. What slope is perpendicular to -2? Hopefully you got the right answer. It is a positive 1/2, right? -2 times 1/2 is -1. Very good. Okay, luckily this graph is pretty much higher up. So we are going to use the slope of this graph, and we're going to be writing the equations for these two lines of points going through them that is perpendicular to the one here. So the change in y is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So -5 and over 1. So the slope of this is -5, and we want it to be perpendicular to this. So the perpendicular slope would be a positive 1/5, and this is the one we'll be using. Okay? So y minus 4 is equal to 1/5 x minus 1. I have to get a little more room over here. All right. So if we're going to add 4 to both sides. The 4 I'm going to add to this side is going to be in the form of a common fraction, and it's going to be 20 over 5, because 20 divided by 5 is equal to 4. So I went ahead and just took the liberty to change that into the correct form so that the denominators would match. Then I would get y is equal to, and I have my 1/5 of x, and negative 1 plus 20 is 19/5. There you go. I took the tricky one for you. So remember, when adding or subtracting fractions, you need a common denominator, and that's 4th, 5th, 6th grade stuff. So yeah, you'll use it forever, I promise. So you're going to work on number 12. All right, I'd like to see you work that out and give me the equation of the line that is perpendicular to this line. So we want a line, our new line is going to be perpendicular to this line here, which has a slope of -5, right? I didn't even write the linear equation. I didn't even find out where it crosses y or anything like that. All I had to do was calculate the slope, because that's the most important part when I'm doing this. So you'll use this in your new equation and give that a try now. Hopefully you came up with 1/5 x minus 6. That's what you should have chosen with any method you wanted. A really quick and easy way to see this is because the point you were given is actually the y-intercept. So without any calculation whatsoever, you could have gotten there. Kind of like here. Notice how I went ahead and did the whole work as if I didn't realize this is the y-intercept, but look at how it all turned out, right? This is my slope, -1. This is my y-intercept, and this is what my equation worked out to be. So I worked it out just so you would know the math always does work, but if you have x as a 0, your y coordinate is the y-intercept. Okay, so that's all the time we have now, and this actually brings us to the end of chapter 2. So I will see you in class tomorrow, and definitely let me know if you have any questions about this. We will be practicing this and hopefully get you ready for the upcoming test. All right, have a great day, night, evening. See you soon.